This segment of Delmarva Life is brought to you by your local York and LG dealers.
You know, here it is not even June yet. We've already had some pretty hot days on Delmarva, which really makes you appreciate a well-working air conditioner.
Yeah, and you may not think of this part of the process often, but the people responsible for keeping AC running are HVAC technicians. And in today's Day in the Life, Sean Stryker finds out it can get pretty hot keeping people cool.
Other than the occasional hot day, the weather around Delmarva has been pretty nice. But Pat Hawley, the owner of Marathon Service Company, says with temperatures on the rise, he knows his life is about to get a whole lot busier.
The weather's been pretty mild. When it starts jumping up into the higher 80s and lower 90s, then we start getting busy.
Busy, Pat says, with new installations and responding to what he refers to as nuisance calls.
Somebody turns their air conditioning on for the first time and then they get no cooling, and come to find out it's typically something small like a filter or something's wrong with the thermostat. Go in, take care of that. And a lot of times people just don't keep up with their equipment, so people don't think about it till it's not working.
That's the type of call Nick Love and Camilla Briones were on when I met up with them.
They had a service call, upstairs unit not running, and it came out and they found a bad expansion valve, which is one of the parts that are in the air handler.
The expansion valve, or TXV valve, monitors the refrigerant going through the system.
Now, is this something that typically goes bad?
Typically, yes. We have a lot of TXV calls. It's due to a lot of, if people don't service their units, it makes this unit work a lot harder. So we try to encourage PMs at least twice a year.
PM stands for preventative maintenance, and after we finished up with their TXV valve, the rest of the system will get tested.
And so this is the old one.
This is the old TXV.
And this is what you're replacing it with.
And you have the new TXV.
Man, you can feel the heat coming out of here. It's so intense.
Yeah, oh, you should feel it up in an attic. You can get up to 104 degrees just in the attic.
So that's why you like to start early?
Yes, as early as possible.
After we finished with the installation, we examined the system for leaks. It was then time to head under the house with Nick to do some preventative maintenance.
Here we go.
I'm stuck.
And while the crawl space was a lot cooler than, say, the attic, it was also more cramped and dirty.
What are you going to be doing? You're going to clean out the whole system?
Just clean the coil right here, because the airflow goes through this coil, so it's best to clean it from the inside.
Okay.
So I just took off this, so now to spray it better. Because if you spray it from the top, you're not really getting where the air hits. You want to get it, so if any dirt and anything's on there, clean it.
As for Camillo, he got to stay above ground cleaning the condenser coils. Once the inside and outside coils are clean, Pat says the unit will be more efficient. Back under the house, Nick and I moved on to checking how many amps the unit was drawing.
It's telling the amperage off the fan motor, or how many amps this unit is pulling actually. So just the fan running by itself is pulling like 2.3 amps. That's pretty good.
Pat says if the AC unit is drawing too many amps, something is wrong. And by catching it early, you could be preventing a major problem down the road, which is exactly what preventative maintenance is all about.
When somebody come and look at it, they're coming and changing the filter, cleaning the coils, taking amp draws, looking at everything that they can. And then, of course, if they have a problem, it's going to fall back on us if we've just been out there looking at it. Typically, we find something and we let them know, and it's going to cost them a lot less money in the long run, knowing what you got coming.
Well, I'm dirty, I'm sweaty, and I'm hot. I guess it's a good thing we just fixed the air conditioner.
Despite being a sometimes dirty job, the guys at Marathon Service Company say they do love what they do. And when asked what Pat likes the most about it, he said, getting to meet and interact with his customers.
How about that?
I'm glad he crawled under there.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'd do that.
No. Well, there's one man who spent decades perfecting his interaction with people. That's comedian and late-night talk show host David Letterman. Just after the break, we're going to hear from his right-hand man, Paul Schaefer, what he'll miss most about Dave, the show, and living his dream every night.
And And a little later on, we're honing in on our cooking skills in the Delmarva Life Kitchen. We'll be learning to make a seafood tarragona, or better known as seafood stew. Delmarva Life, we'll be right back.